And good afternoon. Welcome. My name is Michael Haynes, and welcome to the first edition of Ask Michael Anything. For those of you that may not know me, I am Michael Haynes. I'm a small and medium business growth advisor. My focus and passion is all about helping small and medium business owners of service-based businesses to help them acquire, retain, and grow those business clients and customers that they seek. So you can call me your SME or your SMB B2B specialist. So welcoming you today to our first edition of this event. So as you come on board, please do say hello, welcome, and let me know where you're dialing in from. So the purpose of Ask Michael Anything is this is going to be the first of a monthly live stream Q&A session. The purpose of this session is going to be for you as small, medium business owners, leaders, workers in small, medium businesses to ask some of those questions, burning questions they may have pertaining to any elements around their business. They can be around areas pertaining to business growth, it can be pertaining to marketing, it can be pertaining to sales, innovation, product development, or other areas pertaining to leadership, operations, what have you. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to have the answers to all questions, but I will do my very best in order to try and provide some insights, guidance, some practical tips to get you moving in the right direction. So again, as you're coming on board, please say welcome and let me know where you're coming in from. So again, I'm Michael Haynes, founder of my consulting firm, listeninnovategrow.com. So I do encourage you to go to listeninnovategrow.com, where you can find out about all things pertaining to B2B, pertaining to marketing, sales, business development, innovation. There are articles, tools, videos, templates, many things to help you take your business forward. Now, one of the things I want to first kind of kick off is before I start getting into some of the questions that you may have here online, as well as a few questions that have been sent through to me, is just kind of talk about what is to make sure for clarity and understanding what exactly do we mean when we talk about B2B. So when we're talking about B2B, business to business as opposed to business to consumer, B2B is all about when you're selling your products, services, and solutions to other businesses. So for example, if you're an IT company and you're providing project management, cybersecurity, managed services solutions to other companies, that is B2B. If you're a catering company providing catering services to businesses, for their conferences or meetings or workshops, that is B2B. You're an accounting firm, law firm, or consulting firm providing those advisory professional services to other businesses. That again is your B2B. And so business to business is a very great area presenting lots of opportunities for our small and medium businesses. However, it also can present a number of challenges for them as well. So one of the key things you want to be keeping in mind, and one of the things that you're going to be finding that I'm going to be talking about quite a bit when we're talking about business to business and how to undertake the activities you have to undertake, is one of the key characteristics that you want to be making sure at all times that you're mindful of is that you are aware of who is that you are being buyer driven. And so what do I mean by being buyer driven? By being buyer driven, you want to be making sure that you have identified who are those key decision makers, those making the decisions and or those influencing the decisions. Very important that you have an understanding of who those people are, what are those priorities, and how they buy. Because it's really having an understanding across those three fundamental questions of, again, who makes the decision or influencing the decision to buy, what are their priorities, and how they buy. Answering those three questions is really going to give you a lot of key direction in terms of what you need to be doing in terms of your marketing, sales, your business development, how you're developing your products and services, what you need to be doing to offering them. Really having an understanding, being buyer driven and knowing who are those decision makers is going to be extremely critical and valuable. So very important that you have an understanding with regards to that. Okay, so again, as you're dialing in, please say hello. Let us know where you're dialing in from. I'm working here across StreamYard, and I'm also going to be whipping across as well over to LinkedIn, just to be making sure that I'm able to see questions and comments that are coming in. So please, by all means, come in, say hello, let us know where you're dialing in from. Now, I had a few questions sent in to me by some people who weren't able to attend the live stream, so I'm going to go through some of those now. One of the first questions that I was given was asked, I'm an IT company, should I be doing any advertising? Great question. So advertising. Now, this is something I've seen a lot of clients, a lot of small businesses spending a lot of time with respect to advertising. Again, in terms of advertising, we want to be thinking in terms of visibility, about getting visibility in front of your target audience. That is really clear, really important, and that's what you want to be aiming about. The key about getting your advertising and where you should be visible, again, is going back to who are your buyers. So who are those buyers? Who are those decision makers, those influencing the decisions? And where do they go when they're looking for advice, information, insights, recommendations? They're looking for solutions. You want to understand, where do they go for advice? So are they going through the likes of their industry and professional associations? Are they searching online? Are there certain publications that they're going to? Are they listening to certain podcasts, or are they going to certain events? So your advertising efforts should be aimed at visibility, and it should be really aimed based on you knowing for your key clients and customers that you currently have, for your target customers that you currently have as well, making sure that you really have an understanding of where are they going and seeking for information, because that's where you need to be visible. Now, I want to call out from talking to a lot of small, medium business owners who have been quite frustrated in terms of spending lots of money in terms of advertising and not getting a lot of return. Again, you want to be making sure that you have an understanding of where your customers, your clients are going. I've been seeing a lot of small and medium business owners saying they're spending a lot of time on Google ads, LinkedIn ads, and they're not getting returns. Google ads and LinkedIn ads, those might be relevant if that is where your target decision makers are actually looking for information. However, there could be other places where you want to be getting that where you want to be getting that visibility and showcasing your company and the services, and providing the content that is going to be relevant to them. So, for example, if you are an IT company, sure, and you're providing managed project management services, you might be providing cybersecurity services, and you're thinking about and your target decision maker might be the chief technology officer. Now, Google ads might be a place you may want to go. However, there could be much better, more targeted places that you may want to be spending to be doing advertising. So, for example, there could be certain industry associations that you may want to be looking to be featuring your company and featuring your content. For example, here in Australia, we have a number of professional associations, such as the Australian Computer Society, for example. There may be some certain, if you're targeting chief technology officers, there are a number of often publications and groups that they're a member of, professional associations that they're a member of. So it could be making a lot more sense for you to be looking at what are the opportunities to be advertising through those much more targeted publications and or industry groups where your decision makers are going for advice and information, as opposed to just using the likes of Google ads, the likes of LinkedIn ads, which can be targeted and can be effective, but also can be quite expensive and may not be getting the visibility of your audience. So you really want to make sure that you are having an understanding with respect to exactly where your target audience is going for information, and making sure you're advertising there. One more thing I want to be talking about with respect to advertising is that you also want to be making sure when you're thinking about advertising, you don't want to be promoting your company and talking about your product and all about the features and benefits of your product. In terms of advertising opportunities through some of these channels, such as your industry and professional associations, relevant publications that your target buyers are reading, you may want to be, what is much better than just putting a ad per se, is looking at how you can be putting in content, like, for example, a short article, some short article, some written piece about and providing some insight, some guidance with respect to what's going on. If we're talking about in terms of the IT example, what's going on in terms of trends, things that your target clients and customers should be thinking about and should be doing with respect to their IT services. So advertising is something you definitely want to be thinking about, but you want to be thinking about it not in terms of just talking about your product, your company, your features and benefits. You want to be talking about in terms of the value add that you can provide to your company, to your clients, to your person and your prospects by giving them advice, insights, and recommendations. So be visible where they go for information, and as you're being visible, what are the ways that you can provide value to them? And so the likes of your industry and professional associations, their websites, leveraging their newsletters, publications, and putting invaluable content, that would be a way in which you want to be getting that visibility. So advertising, getting seen and getting visible is something that all of us as small and medium business owners want to be doing. But again, we want to be making sure it is very targeted based on who your decision makers are and how do they buy, where do they go for their research, their information, when they're looking for solutions, ideas, recommendations, and make sure that you're getting that visibility there. Second question that has come up that I have been, that was sent through was how to improve content marketing. So I had someone from over in Canada has been saying that they've been doing a lot of content marketing. They've been doing the likes of email, social media, writing lots of articles, putting things in their newsletter, but they don't seem to be getting a lot of traction, a lot of benefits. What sorts of things can they be doing to improve their content marketing? Okay, great question that was submitted. A few things to talk about with respect to content marketing. So in terms of content marketing, again, one of the things you want to be remembering, particularly again, in business to business, content marketing, this is all about really trying to provide, again, it's what I call providing that air, that advice, insights, recommendation, being helpful, providing the kinds of information, suggestions, tools that are really going to be helping your target prospective clients, that's really going to really help them with some of the things they're trying to achieve and do within their business. So in terms of your content marketing and your content strategy, you want to be thinking about two things: content creation, so creating the right kinds of content that your target clients and customers are going to be wanting to see in terms of helping to meet their objectives, answering some of their key problems, helping them to meet some of their objectives. So you want to create the right kind of content in the format that they prefer. Then the second component is content distribution. And content distribution is making sure that your content is visible where your target clients and customers are going for information. And it's really in that content distribution component, that's really where really the magic happens. That's where really that your target prospective clients and customers, where you're gonna get that visibility that I was just talking about with the previous question, where you're gonna get that visibility. So your content marketing strategy should be around content creation, creating the right kinds of things. So some of the things you want to be thinking about might be, the likes of articles and blogs. It could be around creating short videos. It could be creating interactive content. So things like checklists, tools, and templates. So again, thinking about what right kinds of content that you want to be using, and then making that content visible where your customers, where your prospects are going for information. And again, it's really about making sure that you're getting your content visible where your target clients are seeking for information. And you want to be thinking about how to get that distribution beyond just your website itself. So some of the things you want to be thinking about in terms of content distribution, in terms of getting that push, getting that visibility, some of the places that you want to be thinking about will be certainly, we know that website search, so searching online through the like Google is a very big way. A lot of people are looking for ideas, solutions, recommendations for product service providers. So definitely writing your content and making sure you have the right kinds of keywords so that you can be found through web search is definitely one thing you want to be doing. Of course, you want to be leveraging your email list. You want to be leveraging your email list as well. Social media, likes here of LinkedIn, and putting your content there. But you want to be thinking beyond just within your own immediate sphere, because one of the things you need to be mindful of and remembering is that your business decision makers do a lot of their own independent research and decision making when they're looking for ideas, tips, solutions for how they're going to be meeting their problems, challenges, and objectives. So you need to be thinking beyond the confines of your business per se. So some of the other places that you want to distribute and make your content visible are, again, thinking of the likes of, are there, for your target audience, are those relevant industry and professional associations that you want to be able to share and provide your content. A lot of these industry and professional associations, that's where a lot of your target customers are going to, your business customers are often members of. So checking those out and seeing if there's opportunities to feature your content in their newsletters, in their publications, is a great way to get that further reach. So your industry and professional associations, your publications. Another place you want to be checking is looking for your online communities. A lot of your relevant groups, industries have online communities and forums. So going on to Google, going online and searching for those online communities for your relevant industries and see if there are opportunities to feature your content there is another place that you want to be doing where you want to be posting a lot of your content. Another place that you want to be looking at in terms of getting some of that reach, some of that visibility, if you're using the likes of, articles, white papers, is Medium.com. Medium.com is a great place where you can get lots of visibility with respect to your content that you're putting there. It has very, very large reach. You're going to be able to get large visibility, as that's often a place that people go to. And with the great thing about Medium is that you can set it up that when you post a piece of content on your website, you can go on to Medium.com and you can actually link that content back to your website. So Medium.com is another place that you want to be thinking about. Also think about collaborating with other small, medium businesses that have similar target audiences to your own. So for example, if you are, let's say, an accounting firm and you're targeting mid-sized IT organizations, you might want to pair up with a law firm or a marketing firm that also has that similar audience, and looking at to see how you might be able to collaborate by perhaps exchanging content and swapping and doing an email swap. So you put your content onto their newsletter and vice versa. That's another way to gain some more greater reach and visibility. Another area that you want to be thinking about in terms of how to be using your content and repurposing your content as well is doing the likes of going on guest posts on large blogs. So if you do a Google search for the likes of, depending whatever you're working on. Let's say you're in the IT industry, you can be looking and do a Google search for IT blogs. A lot of these big blogs that have big audiences are looking for guest posts, guest content. You can take that one same article that you've written and you put it onto your website. You put that same article, you can put it onto your website, connect it and get a link onto Medium.com, and then at the same time, take that piece of content, share it with some of your partners, and then also, again, you can look to share with some of your partners, do an email swap and get content going out to their database right there. I suggested 3 or 4 very easy ways. You can take one piece of content, one article, and you can get massive reach and visibility through industry associations, guest posts, partnering and doing content swaps, putting it on online communities, putting the content linked through to Medium.com. There's just 5 ways that you can be getting some reach and visibility on your own immediate realm of your website, your email list, to get that reach and visibility so you can get that awareness and really get that visibility out there. So again, with your content, think about 2 levels: content creation, so what kind of content you're going to be creating, and then look at your content distribution. Really looking at what are the different ways that you can be taking that one piece, whether it be that article for as an example, and seeing where you can get visibility across different platforms. Again, the key caveat, key factor is it's all about making sure you're making it visible where your clients, customers, and prospects are going for information. A third question that was come up with, that was sent through, and one that was sent through to me before this live stream, and something that I have been asked continually over the past several months, is as part of small, medium business looking to grow their businesses. Michael, how do we go about getting recurring revenue? Recurring revenue, great question. The key to generating recurring revenue is, again, we need to be, again, and it's something you're going to hear me saying repeatedly in this live stream and in other content, is that we have to be buyer driven. To gain recurring revenue, you must be delivering recurring value to those decision makers, those buyers that you're going after. So therefore, in order to determine how you're going to create those recurring revenue streams, you really need to have an understanding of what your target decision makers within both the current clients and customers that you're serving, as well as potential clients and customers that you're serving. What are some of their needs, requirements? What are they needing? What are some of their needs, expectations that they need? So perhaps it could be things like, and some examples of, opportunities for recurring revenues, they might need additional service and support. So for example, again, using an IT example, they may need regular recurring support with some of their IT systems that they're using. It could be around providing regular consulting advisory services. It could be around training. There could be perhaps you might be providing, doing regular periodic events such as workshops, roundtable sessions where you're bringing together people. So it's all about really understanding from your client's perspective, decision maker, what are the things that they are looking for, where they need additional value and help. And so that, and often it's around access, around expertise, service and support, getting additional services, getting additional research, advice. It could be around client support. It could be around helping with some of their own internal functions around marketing, etc. So it's around really making sure you have an understanding around what elements where your clients and customers have a need, and then creating what kinds of solutions, offerings that you can provide to deliver that recurring value to address those needs and priorities on a recurring basis. So that really is the whole premise in terms of how you're going to go about delivering recurring value. Okay, and finally, one final question. Another question I got was lead generation efforts. My lead generation efforts in terms of cold calling, email outreach is not working. What can I do to get more leads and or better leads? Great question that was submitted in, and that I think is the bane of I think it is the Achilles heel of just about every B2B company in existence. Okay, so where to unpack that in terms of lead generation efforts? Again, your lead generation efforts in terms of how you're going about identifying those opportunities. I will start to unpack a few things here for you to think about. But again, it all goes back really to with respect to your lead generation. It goes back to making sure that, again, you understand those three fundamental questions of, with respect of your target clients and customers, who are those decision makers? What are their priorities? And how do they buy? One of the key things that is really evident now with business in B2B, with your B2B buyers, so those decision makers that are making the decisions to buy, is that they're undertaking and doing a lot of their own independent research, self-education and research and decision making before they want to talk to any representatives within your company. So they're going online, they're doing lots of online searches, they're reading articles, they're going to webinars, or listening to podcasts, they're becoming members of communities and forums. And so they're doing a lot of, they're talking to their peers. So they're doing a lot of these activities and building up their own knowledge, building up their own consideration sets, their own lists. So a lot of your lead generation activities really, again, has to be about you getting that visibility and being proactively going out there proactively and putting the right kinds of content, tools, things that they're using as they're undergoing, they're researching for information, advice, for solutions. You want to be making sure you're proactively being visible, delivering value, and being helpful. So what are some of the things that you can be doing with respect to help you generate leads? Now, again, I'm giving it a very abbreviated answer here because a lot of it's going to depend on particularly your clients, your industries, what you're looking to achieve. But just some things that you want to be considering as part of your lead generation efforts is in terms, again, around content, making sure that you're putting out the right kinds of content that, again, is decision maker buyer driven and is really answering those questions that they have with respect to the challenges, objectives that they're trying to seek. So you want to be making sure you're being visible there. Getting active in communities and forums. Communities and forums is a big part of where business decision makers are going to now when they're seeking advice, insights, and information. So being a part of those online communities and forums and answering questions, being helpful, providing tools, advice, information, and becoming involved in those communities and forums and being visible in communities and forums is something that you really want to consider. Again, communities and forums has become an increasingly way now of how business buyers don't want to be sold to. They want to buy from people who they know, like, and trust. So being visible within those forums, communities and forums that are relevant for your industries is a great way to showcase your knowledge, the value that you and your small, medium business can provide. So that is another way in terms of trying to generate leads. Again, in order to identify some of those online communities and forums, you can do a Google search, for your relevant industry and put online communities, forums, and it will undoubtedly come up with a number of forums that you can investigate and check out. So that's just a few ideas to get started and to think about, but there is undoubtedly a lot of things that go into B2B lead generation. But again, it all stems from being buyer driven and really thinking about those three key questions. Who are your decision makers? What are their priorities? And how do they buy? Very important that you have an understanding of, what activities they undertake. What are they reading? Who are they talking to? Where are they going? What sorts of content and things they like to use, activities they undertake as part of their whole buying decision process, and making sure you're providing those tools, insights, access where they go for information. All right, so that concludes, to wrap up our first session of Ask Michael Anything. Hope you found these answers to some of these questions that have come up useful. Again, to learn more, to get access to more tools, articles, tips, templates to help you on your journey in B2B, please go to my website, listeninnovategrow.com. Also, just want to quickly just take the time to update you on some upcoming events that are going to be happening in the short term. So next Friday, October 21st, I'm going to be having a live stream interview here again with Felix Kruger. We're going to be talking about B2B sales enablement for small, medium businesses. Felix is an expert in this area, and he's going to be talking about what you need to be doing to really arm your small business in terms of how to be able to undertake B2B sales and growing your business in this new environment where business buyers, those business customers, are not only more demanding, but are behaving and undertaking things in a new and different way. So check that out, October 21st, 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, here on one of these same streaming broadcasts that are going out now. October 28th, I will be also having another live stream with Stu Heineke. He is a best-selling author. He wrote the book, How to Get a Meeting with Anyone. We'll be talking with him this time around how to grow your business like a weed. So that's be October 28th at 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. You definitely want to check that out as well. And on November 23rd, I will be conducting a B2B growth planning workshop. It's going to be a 90-minute session. It is free. This is going to be an interactive session. It's not going to be death by PowerPoint, but it's going to be about you thinking about your business and what you need to be doing in order to build and grow your business for 2023 and beyond. So for details around the upcoming events, the live stream, as well as access to content, please check out my website, listeninnovategrow.com. Until next time, I'm Michael Haynes. Take care.